Namaste, friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Tarot, and welcome back to those of you who are returning. Thank you to all of my subscribers. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your support and trusting me with these readings. Thank you to anybody who's new to my channel for stopping by. I appreciate it. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to help the algorithm suggest my channel to others. And thank you to everybody who reached out when I had to take a few days off for dealing with some very sinister energetic attacks. And seriously, protect your energy. Right now, it just feels like, whew. Anyway, look at yesterday's reading. I don't want to go back into it. I do want to say a huge thank you to my friend Tara, who gifted me this deck, Ask Your Guides. So I'm really excited. And today is Twin Flame Tuesday. So we're going to do a twin flame reading. We're going to start with the Rumi Oracle. Rumi, in my opinion, was a twin flame. And then we'll see what happens as the reading progresses. So let's see what comes up. Hope you are well. Love to everybody on this channel. Really warms my heart. Truly warms my heart that you would spend some time here with me. So let's get started. Don't want to talk too much. I think I did that a lot yesterday. Messages come through for the twin flame energies, twin flame counterparts, the divine couples. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. Everybody has a different storyline. There's, you know, kind of a framework for twin flame energies, but the storylines are going to be as varied as the number of twins. But usually there is kind of a progression in the twin flame dynamic, certain milestones that occur. So I'm not sure which part of the collective I'm reading for, but let me get a message for somebody. Okay, that's it. The impossible made possible. It is a number 9 card. The impossible made possible. Let's see. And I just skim through and read what jumps out. Love brings the sea into boiling and turns the mountain into a pebble. Love creates infinite openings in the dark sky and shudders the earth with its magnitude. Okay. It usually says this oracle comes to you as, but it doesn't. Okay. We only limit what we believe to be possible by our lack of imagination. The divine has recourse to all that is and all that is yet to be. Is there any limit to the resources in the heavens? No. So then, why has not every impossible dream now become rendered possible? Indeed, manifest in shining glory upon the earth. The human heart knows everything in vision can manifest according to divine timing and grace. Yet the mind does quake with fear, so much so that it will not listen to the heart at times. The fear is a childlike nightmare that should you offer yourself up to the sacred loving power of the great Creator, you might be found to be lacking. The mind holds itself captive with dark fantasies of profound rejection and then avoids confronting it directly at all cost. It creates barriers, instead truly nothing more than the lines in the sand, yet believed to be forts. So basically this is fear is blocking because your fear of being rejected, whether it's from your counterpart or they may be you. Remember, the energies can be reversed. Let's pull from the Lover's Oracle. This could be a message to the twins, a message to you from your twin, or it could be just advice to the twins, something that might be blocking you. Right now, there's fear. Fear that if you were to dream this dream or honor this connection, that you would be rejected. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. I keep getting this card. I keep getting this. There are actually cards in this deck I have never pulled. Okay. Transformation. Okay, so we have 2 cards of transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Love, not fear. All right, let's pull from the Rose Oracle. I'm going to put the Bud. Potential, promise, it's about to happen. Keep going. Feels like there's going to be a transformation. And then this is the Soul's Journey. This is Divine Masculine. For the Divine Masculine side. Feels like, see in this card, all of that divine white light is going to transform. I mean, it's transforming humanity, but love transforms all. I mean, can you believe it? We've got 2 cards that say transform. And even though you feel like it's impossible, it was just waiting on divine timing. You were just afraid it wasn't going to happen. You were afraid you were living in an illusion when you trusted your inner knowing. You didn't, without the evidence, you didn't feel as though you could trust your knowing yourself, you know, your soul's voice. And so you developed this fear of, this isn't real, I'm just making this up, it's just wishful thinking, I'm afraid that it's not going to happen and I'm going to feel rejected, so I'm just going to block it and say it's not going to happen, you know, this is ridiculous, that kind of stuff. Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. So this feels like the Divine Masculine is taking a little bit of charge of his own happiness, from which he has been blocking, and possibly because he's afraid of being rejected by the Divine Feminine. All right, let's pull. I'll use that for the connection. This for the connection. Let's pull for Divine Feminine off the Angel Tarot. This is a pretty deck. I like this deck. Let me reduce some of the visual clutter for you. Feels like I'm getting a bit overwhelmed here. There. How's that? Much better. Okay, the Bud and transformation. Their relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. And I'm just feeling the energy of being in your divine grace. 2 cards of overthinking. Ace of Air, which is truth. Brilliant new ideas and inspiration. Seeing the truth. A challenging beginning. And 7 of Air, plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, and poor timing. Okay, everything has kind of been, all right, so what I'm feeling from this is, this has all been up to divine timing. There's been a lot of growing that needed to happen, a lot of healing that needed to happen. Otherwise, you're not going to be in sustainable union. You're just going to trigger each other, and then you're going to go through the separation, which means you're going to have to heal some more. It feels like you were in denial because 7 of Swords, 7 of Air energy to me is sabotaging. And it's over the Ace of Swords, which is truth, clarity. It feels as though there's been some Divine Feminine detached from the journey. And she detached from the journey and just said, you know, I don't have any more evidence that this is real. You know, this might just be a fabrication. It might be that I've, you know, I was in love with this person and I just, you know, kind of let it carry me away kind of thing. And so you stepped away and kind of closed your heart off to the energy. Okay, both of these. All right. Here's the 3 of Air. Yeah, exactly. Take time to heal. We need to forgive yourself and others. 9 of Water. Absolutely. You just kind of closed yourself off. that Three of Swords, you're kind of like, I just shut myself off. I just got into my practical, living my life and, detaching from this. You felt like you were illusional or delusional, that because there was nothing happening that you could see, you were just like, oh well. It's funny how we have a 7 of air, a 3 of air, which is 10 of air, with an ace of air, which is an 11. And then here we have this strength card. Release harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. We got 2 cards of forgiving here. And great inner strength. It feels though we are in this new cycle since that new moon in Virgo, and was that a doozy as we transitioned, leaving behind some lower vibration energies who were not so happy being left behind. Just saying. 3 of Pentacles. The power of creativity, recognition, very high quality work, a team player. Could be partnerships. In this new cycle, maybe forming some partnerships. And what I'm hearing, I love how they correct me. What my guides are saying is the time of denial is over. You're just going to have to face it. It is real. You didn't fabricate this. You didn't make this up. That's what's creating this blockage. You were afraid to believe in it. You're afraid to believe in it because it's like you tried it. You didn't see any results of it. So then you're like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go back to being, I'm going to keep the spiritual component, but I'm not going to believe in the twin flame dynamic anymore. So it's kind of like you were in this denial. You didn't want to admit the truth to yourself because you were afraid that if it's not real, you're going to feel like you're let down and disappointed. If your divine masculine never comes around in your life, you're going to feel silly. Okay. We got a lot of 3s here. Okay, so now we have the Knight of Cups and the King of Fire. Falling in love, wedding proposal, and the need to balance emotions. Yeah, I would say so. You need to balance emotions. And connect to your passion. What you want to do. Do what makes you happy. Find what makes you happy and focus on that. And let divine timing work. It just feels like. Then we have the Star. Happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You're on the right path. And then we have the 3 of Wands. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. So you got 2 damn cards of long-term plans. So this is kind of like the long haul. This is 3 of Wands is like your expectation. So basically from this, what I'm hearing is this: there was a blockage, some sort of fear-based energy that was keeping you from moving really forward, really embracing the love component. You kind of shut your heart down because you were afraid that you were not necessarily, you're not convinced that all of this is real, despite the fact that you've been through dark night of the soul, you've gone through the runner-chaser dynamic, you've done a lot of healing, there's been a lot of growth, you have been transforming. You're focused on, whether or not there's going to be a physical manifestation of your twin flame coming into your life, and the happily ever after illusion. That's the only illusion part of this, is that, happily ever after is within you. It's not dependent on your twin flame. That's the whole message. Okay, Page of Wands on the bottom. news or exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. They said underneath, Two of Cups. Yeah, a relationship that continues to grow closer. I think we about to deepen. A relationship with one another is about to deepen. And a relationship that is about to grow closer. Positive resolution to a conflict. Okay. So that's for Divine Feminine. Let's go into Divine Masculine energy. I know you guys are waiting. Thank you for your patience. Then I'll pull a couple of cards on the connection out of 2 different decks. And then I'll pull from Ask Your Guides and Ask or Angel Answers. What's going on with Divine Masculine? The Lovers. Okay. 3 of Wands in the challenge position. Not knowing what to expect. Yeah, Queen of Swords. There's fear here and not knowing what to expect. He's afraid. There's fear here. His fear-based thinking. You've got fear-based thinking. His fear-based thinking is, or Divine Masculine's fear-based thinking is, that he too feels, although he doesn't necessarily have the vernacular to describe the twin flame journey or the twin flame connection, he's afraid that the connection has been severed. He's seeing it. He's recognizing the truth of it, but he's afraid that the Divine Feminine has moved on. There's the World and the 6 of, we have 2 6s here, the 6 of Wands and the Page of Swords. It feels as though he wants, because he feels as though the Divine Feminine has severed it, that he wants to walk out while his ego is still intact. He does not want to admit that there's a vulnerability. There's the Magician. 3, yep. He just wants to focus on, manifesting in his life. Yeah. Starting over. He's afraid of the what ifs. What if this wasn't true? What if she moved on? What if she cut me out? What if she doesn't want this connection anymore? What if she doesn't? What if she never loved me? Where it's what if? That's why that 3 of Wands is in the challenge position. He doesn't know what to expect. Got a little bit of a fragile ego here. And he just wants to kind of start over. He wants to avoid facing the pain. Yeah, see? I just want to go in hermit mode and learn my spiritual lesson. Want to turn my back on the connection and just kind of shut it down. Both of you shutting it down. See, he got the 9 of Cups too. Both of you just kind of like, you know what? I'm just going to detach. I'm keeping my heart to myself. Not opening up my heart to anybody, especially not this connection, because he too is afraid that it's not real. Good luck with that. Yeah, 7. There's no evidence. There's no evidence. There's no physical, tangible, visible evidence. Both of you are not realizing, but you're hinging everything on whether or not you have evidence. You're focusing on the prove it to me. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles. 3 6s on the masculine side. 2 3s, 2 9s. Yeah, that's this freedom. And it says that he can create whatever. He's just like, you know what? I just need to be on my own. And I just need to shut down my emotions. I just need not to feel things for right now. I just need to work on creating my life. I heard my new life. I'm gonna invest time in myself, in my own emotional happiness, although that's not gonna work because he's not connected to his emotions. Bottom of the deck. Hello. This kind of reminds me of the hermit without the spiritual lesson. I didn't learn anything with it, so I just wasted my time. I don't know. Just what I heard when I picked up that card. Oh, look. We have an angel tarot card. 9 of Wands. Have courage. Believe in yourself. Didn't we already say, yeah, strength, courage. Don't give up. Protect that which you have created. It feels like both of you are, and that 9 of Wands is like that endurance. Like it's just been too long of a journey, too much time apart, too little communication. You know, you've played it out as long as you can. Divine Feminine has detached because she's thinking she's deceiving herself, and Divine Masculine is thinking that, you know, this was all in vain. Both of you are thinking this is all in vain. This is the Psychic Tarot. Let's see what's going on. This is the energy of the connection. Yeah. Financial and material changes. There's some changes going on in the physical. That might be what you're both focused on. That's the 5 of Pentacles energy. Traditionally, 5 of Pentacles is somebody's making a change in their, kind of like their 3D situation that is attached to their security, almost like the sacral chakra, you know, house to live in, warmth, food, shelter, that kind of stuff. Could be one or both. Okay, rejoice and celebration. Here's union energy. Why is that here? Rejoice and celebration. It's another 3. That's union energy for me. This is for the highest and these changes are, although they are disruptive and unsettling, they are actually moving you toward, oh look, a 3 and a 2, which is a 5 and a 5. Yeah, this is a transformational process. What I'm hearing is keep the faith. Intuition. Listen to your knowing. Both of you need to listen to your inner knowing. Both of you are in your fear-based thinking, and you're focusing on, I'm just going to do what makes me happy, and I'm going to shut down this connection shit. Yeah. There's the 9 of Cups. What did I just say? Got the 9 of Cups 3 times. I'm just going to focus on, you know, I'm going to shut down I'm going to disconnect from this connection belief system. I'm going to filter that out of my belief system. I'm just going to focus on my practical attainment of what I want. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. 2 of Pentacles, movement, choices, and decisions. That feels like what you're just kind of like, I'm moving on. Here's the High Priestess and the 2 of Pentacles. Not what I'm hearing though is you're just kind of moving on from the whole concept. Yeah. Memories of love. This is the 6 of Cups. You can move on for it, but that's not going to eliminate it. Just saying. All right, let's pull from the Secrets of the Tarot, and then we'll wind this up with Ask Your Guides and Angel Answers and see what happens. All right, this is still for the connection. What's going on? In the challenge, yeah. See, there's that Devil card. Who didn't expect that one to come up? It's another 6 card. Queen of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Yeah, just kind of focusing on, just feels like you're just focusing on doing, you know, what I'm hearing is you've tried everything and nothing has worked. So you're just like, okay, I'm done. I'm done with this and this energy because it's not seeming to work for me. 4 of Wands, and there's the Twin Flame card. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Not wanting to connect with that, not wanting to align with that. Just feels like you both have just had enough. Temperance and Justice. There you go. Divine timing. Divine timing. Divine timing. Bottom of this deck. King of Swords. Yeah, this feels like just kind of, because it says here, cold, abrasive, demands respect. Somebody's just like shutting down. It feels like you're both just shutting down. So if this resonates for you, it is perfectly okay to step away from the energy if you need to. But this is a soul contract, and your twin flame, if you believe in the twin flame concept, whether you want to embrace it now or not, as a twin flame, you can't go back and undo the birthing of your soul. It is what it is. You just, now that you are awake and aware, you've got to deal with it. And you got to do your part. Denying it is not going to make it go away. That's the whole message here. Denying it, either one of you denying it, is not going to make it go away. Helpful people. Your guides. Your guides. Rely on your guides. It's like all of a sudden when you just kind of put your faith in the universe and you surrender and just say, okay, look, whatever, you know, just guide me as I am needed to be guided. I will embrace the guidance no matter what it is. And then when you tune into that guidance, all of a sudden, it's like you get all these little messages, all these little random things start happening. And then you're like, well, that's real. Because that statistically and realistically could not happen as many times as it does. You know, there's just, what are the chances that that aligned? Like, for example, this is just a cute little one. I was listening to a reader today. And I usually don't listen to a lot of readers. I'm really focusing on some astrology. But I was listening to a reader today while I was cooking. I'm having a little celebration at my house. And I was cooking beef Wellington. So I was doing the prep for the beef Wellington. And I was wrapping the fillets in saran wrap. And just as I picked up the saran wrap, and no friggin' joke, he says, the reader says, it's like being wrapped in saran wrap. Now, you know what? As many times as I could figure out how that in the world could happen in this universe, that my cooking and that reading would both use the same phrase at the exact same time. You know, come on. Coincidence after coincidence after coincidence means it's not a coincidence. They told me to stop talking now. Okay. Sorry, angels. What do we need to know? There we go. The situation will improve. Feels like for Divine Feminine, just the energy from that is, I'm just hearing don't give up hope and reconsider. Yeah, look. There's that sort of truth right there. Her crown or her third eye chakra, like her heart chakra, throat chakra, maybe there's an activation that needs to happen. It feels like success on the bottom. All right, let's use this brand new deck. Thank you, my friend, dear friend Tara, for this deck. It's beautiful. I haven't even had a chance. She just gave it to me, left it in my mailbox yesterday, and so I just opened it right before this reading. This is called the Ask Your Guides. Don't be afraid to ask your guides for just a sign, you know, am I on the right track? Am I moving forward? They'll send them to you, and then after a while you start laughing and like, yeah, okay, I'm back on track. feels like there's just a lot of doubt here. A lot of doubt. Because you're focusing on your mind and not on what you feel in your soul, and connecting to this grand love. There's some fear that has taken over. Fear and remorseful thinking. Thinking that I'm gonna regret having invested this much into this if it turns out not to be real. You know, kind of. Just when I said that, I saw an image of the Santa Claus parade. Like believing in Santa Claus. You're so terrified that what happens if it's not real? If he's not real, you know. You're afraid to let go of, you're afraid you're believing in something that's not real. That's what this fear is. That's what's creating this block. Okay, so here we have discontent. Imagination, inner child, and gifts, joy guides. All right, I'll need to look those up. I haven't even, let's look up discontent. And I won't spend a lot of time because I know you guys are busy too. They have numbers. A number? Oh, yes, they do. Okay, let's look up discontent first. We have an 8, a 7, and a 6. Yeah. Sometimes it's... Okay. Dissatisfaction, seeking, searching, conclusion. Sooner or later in our evolutionary process, each of us begins to realize it's not having that fulfills our soul, but rather it is the act of creating that brings us satisfaction. Your muses are present and they call on you now to embrace your creative discontent and undertake new projects. Their message, see your frustration as a longing to learn more, expand more, dare more, and create more. Okay, so that was 8. 7 is nocturnal dreams, daydreaming, reverence, and fantasy. Your divine inner child spirit is knocking at your door, inviting you to step away from the serious life filled with too much work and drudgery, and allow yourself some well-deserved playtime. Your life is presently over-controlled by others' needs and too burdened with responsibility. Consequently, you're losing touch with your inspiration and creativity. Hence all of the wand energy over here. Gifts, joy, guides, receiving, surprises, kindness, and blessings. The universe is constantly showering you with gifts. The problem arises when so many of these divine offerings go unnoticed and therefore unaccepted. Your joy guides are on hand, though, acting as messengers to help correct this problem. They ask you to start counting your blessings day after day, taking care not to miss any or take them for granted. Okay, so watch for signs and acknowledge. You know, be grateful and acknowledge and say thank you. Thank you when you see a sign. Thank you when you see a gift. Thank you when you receive a blessing. Be open and receptive, but grateful. Get into that energy. That's what they're asking you to do. But both of you have closed your heart in one way or another for different reasons. And I'm feeling like what I'm hearing is the divine masculine is being very self-critical. And the divine feminine is feeling like she's losing faith. Bottom, shame, divine healers. Okay, they told me to read that real quick. That's a 35 card, which is an 8. Judgment, severity, self-loathing, and poverty. You're at risk of falling under a spell of self-criticizing. Did I just say that? Because of poor choices or learned behavior, and this is bringing on the energy of shame. You can always tell when this soul deadening vibration is present because it causes you to unconsciously pull back from others and the loving support of the universe and become isolated. I think I just said all of that. It's quite possible at this time to believe that the world is against you, making you want to hide, withdraw, or pull away. Nothing could be further from the truth. You are your own worst enemy at this time, as the universe never stops loving or supporting you, nor have the people around you stopped loving you, even if you've made terrible mistakes. After all, we're all guilty of this at times. So, yeah, shame. You would feel shame. Divine Feminine would feel shame if this turned out to not be true, and Divine Masculine would feel shame because of his being overly critical of himself and feeling like he's going to be rejected. Low self-worth. Okay. That is the message for the twin flames. As always, I bring the messages that, I don't sugarcoat anything. So if it's not what you want to hear, I don't make apologies for that. It brings us closer to knowing our own truth and what is blocking us. Being able to stare fear in the face when we can understand where it's coming from. So sometimes that's just part of my mission. All right. Have a wonderful day. Love you all. Namaste.